The new Dodge Challenger Demon is one of the wildest debuts here at the New York Auto Show. By now you've probably heard what makes it so special. It's a drag racing special with 840 supercharged horsepower. It can do 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds and it'll blitz through the quarter mile in 9.65 seconds at 140 miles an hour. But we want to go beyond those headlining numbers and show you a little bit about what makes the Demon quite so bonkers. One of the things you notice straight away is that this car is much wider than other versions of the Challenger. It's 3.5 inches wider thanks to these big fender flares. They're necessary to accommodate the 18 by 11 inch wheels that are wrapped in brand new Nitto drag radial tires. And up front, you can also switch to these extra skinny wheels for drag racing. You can see how much narrower they are by how much space is left over under these massive fender flares. To make all 840 horsepower, that supercharged V8 needs a lot of air. It starts with this air grabber hood scoop. It's 45.2 square inches, which Dodge says is the biggest hood scoop on any production car. And then you have two air catcher headlights down here. There's an actual hole that lets air rush inside to the inlet tract. And there's a really cool illumination and Dodge Demon logo inside there. As you may have read before, the back seat and passenger seat are optional in the Demon. Most people won't have the back seat to save a lot of weight. When there's no back seat, there's this special net so you can store your helmet back here. There's also provisions so that you can bolt in this harness bar sold by Race Logics without having to drill or cut into your Demon. It's all ready to bolt in as soon as you buy the car. There are 3 basic power modes for the engine. The car comes with a black key, which limits power to about 500 horsepower, a red key that gives you 808 horsepower by default, and then if you push this high output button and you've got high octane fuel in the tank, you can get the full 840 horsepower. On the display, there are more options for electronics to help you go down the drag strip as fast as possible. You're going to want to start with drag mode, which is going to optimize everything, the suspension, the traction control, and the engine for racing. And it's going to use the air conditioning to chill the intercooler to give you the maximum performance possible. Other electronics on here include a line lock function, so you can lock the front brakes and warm up the rear tires, aka do burnouts. There's a race cool down mode that'll keep the intercooler pump and cooling fans running after you've stopped to cool the engine down after a run so that it's at its optimum performance next time. And the Demon has what's said to be the world's first ever production car trans brake, which physically locks the internals of the transmission so you can build up a lot of supercharger boost and torque brake the car a lot without having to hold the brakes. When you buy your Dodge Challenger Demon, you're also going to want to get this crate. It's personalized with your car's VIN and your name on the outside, and it comes with everything you need to take the car racing. It comes with this styrofoam container that fits in the trunk and holds all of these accessories securely when you're driving to and from the racetrack. You get things like a jack, a torque wrench, these 2 front runner wheels. You have to pick your own tires for them, but they go on the front for when you're on the drag strip. And a torque wrench and an air compressor. Everything you need to swap wheels and tires when you're ready to go down the quarter mile. The Demon crate also comes with everything you see here. A new thermostat, a new air intake, a new engine computer, and a new set of center console buttons with that high octane button. These are all the parts you have to install into your Demon if you want to unlock that full 840 horsepower mode. In other words, pretty much everyone is going to install all of these parts straight away as soon as they take delivery. The Demon's 6.2-litre supercharged V8 does share a lot in common with the Hellcat, but many of the parts are revised. Specifically, the supercharger's bigger, 2.7 litres of displacement instead of 2.3. That gives you more boost, 14.5 psi instead of 11.6. And the red line has been raised from 6,200 to 6,500 RPM. All the important steps necessary to get that full 840 horsepower and 770 pound-feet of torque. Provided, of course, you put 100 octane gasoline in and do all the other modifications we talked about. Once you've got everything ready to go, the Demon can do, well, this. It set a new Guinness World Record for the world's longest wheelie by a production car, 3 feet, which is pretty cool. And you can go and set those crazy fast lap times. Quarter miles so quick that the NHRA will ban this car. Assuming, of course, you put on all the bits we talked about. It won't do those speeds in stock form, but once you add on the new ECU and the front wheels and so on, then you can set these 9-second quarter miles we're talking about here.